Hello everyone. Welcome to the Little Rock Air Force Base Airman and Family Readiness Center VIGINET on one of our programs that we offer here. And today we're going to be talking about LinkedIn so we're not left out. Okay? Why get involved with LinkedIn? There are some great reasons why. 347 million accounts and 2 new ones every second. So again, LinkedIn has become huge. A lot of people are using it for job banks, some are using it for personal growth, professional growth, and others are using it to network and connect one with another. So again, it's important that if you're going to stay in a professional environment, especially when you're transitioning and you're looking for that next career, you want to make sure that you're using your LinkedIn account appropriately. And what we're going to talk about today is to get you to an all-star status. What are the 3 types of accounts, or what are the different types of accounts in LinkedIn? You have the basic or free, which nobody pays for, and then you also have the premium accounts. Premium accounts are normally used for recruiters, job seekers that want to pay for an exception to the basic account, things of that nature. So we'll get into those here in a minute. Let's talk about with our free account. You get to build a professional identity on the web that others can view you, and you can view others, and you can begin networking within your first tier, your second tier, and your third tier. Okay? We want to build that large, trusted pool of professionals in our network. Because if I wanted to be an illustrator with Disney, it would be difficult for me without LinkedIn to contact an illustrator in Disney unless I knew somebody that knew somebody. Well, LinkedIn actually hooks me up with somebody who knew somebody. So somebody within my first, second, or third tier may have somebody within their first, second, or third tier that I can make an introduction or a connection or a recommendation with. So these are some great things to do in order to get to know others that are outside of your realm. It allows you to reconnect with colleagues and college classmates. How many has gone to college and knew a bunch of people and now they've gone on to do other things, and all of a sudden it seems to be in that 6 degree of separation that we run into everybody more than one time, right? So again, use those connections. You can request up to 5 introductions in one time. You can search for and view profiles of other members. That's always great. You can also receive unlimited in-mails, me sending you in-mail between my first, second, and third tier. And then save up to 3 searches and get weekly alerts on those searches when you're trying to find a particular customer or a particular business or a particular position. Let's talk about pay accounts. So again, if you're thinking about landing your dream job, the Premier Career is one that you can pay for. It's $29.95, something like that a month. Now, as a military member, when you get ready to get out, you can get the 1 year free. Okay, but remember that you have to cancel it prior to it being the end of that 12-month period. For me, I recommend that you use it when you're within 90 days of termination of contract or retirement, and that way you have another 9 months, within 3 months, of retirement. That way you've got another 9 months after. You're starting to do that networking where you're able to take interviews at that time. You want to find and hire talent with the recruiter. There's one for sales, and there's one for folks that want to start up a premium business. So again, what we're going to be talking about though would be the job seeker or the career. So why have a LinkedIn account? You can search those jobs. You can network with other people and professionals. Recruiters can find you and reach out to you about jobs based on what they see on your profile, your education, your experience, and then your likes, your dislikes, and what your goals are. So those are key things. What's the number 1 activity conducted on LinkedIn that you think? You think it's job searching? No, it's not. Is it being a peeping Tom? No. It's what we call profile viewing. That's the number 1 thing. People go around looking at your profiles. Recruiters looking at your keywords to come look at your profiles. Rather than sitting there and looking at everyone that's in Arkansas, they may be looking for veterans. So it's important to have that in my title. Okay. What does yours look like? You want your page to engage others, and then you want to make sure that others want to engage with you. That's really something that we want to look at. And there's a branding to it that we need to pay attention to. First and foremost, ask yourself, what's the goal of my web page? Is it Facebook on a professional level? That's not what it should be. Facebook is where you do all your social stuff and fun stuff. Oh, also be aware that if somebody's looking at your LinkedIn profile and they're thinking about offering you a job or trying to figure out, they're probably going to take a look at your Facebook. So make sure you've got it set up appropriately that it matches. So what's my goal? Who is my audience? Who do I want looking at my page? Do I want my friends looking at my page? Well, LinkedIn is a professional environment. It's where we network and we learn from one another. It's where we look for positions that are open. Employers are looking for us. Recruiters are looking for us for development. It's how we find out how things work in other parts of the area. So again, who is my audience? What's my goal? Who's my audience? And how does what I put on my page engage my goal and my audience? So if Mike Rudisill is wanting to set up a LinkedIn page because I'm wanting to stay in corporate teaching or instruction, then I should make sure that my page is branded that shows my experience in social delivery systems and conducting briefings, establishing lesson plans, and things of that nature. So show who you are, not tell what you are, like your resume would do. So we're looking at some of the key things. Excuse me. Picture, name, and headline. Those are important. Summary, experience. So when we look at this, we can see here, professional headshot, that's nice. We can see the summary. We can also see their experience listed right here. We can also see who this person follows on social media and some of the other interests that they have. They can see right here, this profile was viewed by 5 people in the past 3 days. Your ranking for your profile views moved down 18% in the last 30 days, which means in the last 30 days, 18% less people have viewed his profile than others had previously. So maybe he needs to look at why that could be. Maybe he's changed something on his profile. So there's a lot of information here for us to look at. So when we look at the name, we want to make sure that the first and last name, no more, no less. Now again, here's something that's strange. The other day, I had asked a counterpart here at the office to give me some administrative rights to our Facebook page. And when she went to do the search, she didn't know which Mike Rudisill it was. And that totally blew me away. Because I was like, what? There's more than one Mike Rudisill? That's totally impossible. There's only one Rudy. But again, when I went on there and looked on there myself, I saw 5. So I didn't feel so bad, because I thought she was meaning like there were hundreds. Then I was going to be like, what? I'm not a lemming. So we want to make sure, when I did mine, I probably need to change it to Mike Rudy Rudisill. Then people that know Mike Rudisill as Rudy would be able to find my profile. Okay. Again, no more, no less. Don't bury yourself in search results by adding additional titles. Now again, you can put Mike Rudisill, CCF, CACA, MBL, BABA, LLC, all those things. Yeah, you could do those if you want to, especially if those certifications and those agencies that you are a part of add to what you're wanting to do professionally. Okay? Photo. You want a professional headshot. You are 21 more times likely and up to 36 times more with a professional headshot in there. 36 more messages, 36 more times to get a message, 21% more of getting a headshot for you. So make sure that you're doing one that's nice. Headline, 1-sentence elevator speech. So this is that if you were getting in an elevator and you're going to ride up one floor and there was somebody important that you needed to talk to, what would you say in those 30 seconds? Again, how can you creatively explain what you're trying to do? Summary. Look at who you are, your skills, your motivations, your interests, the value you provide. You want to make sure this is at least 40 words. And then your experience. Do not use a bullet format. Okay, we like to see this in a paragraph look. Do not copy and paste from the resume. Write it in first person, but remember that you want recruiters to see you as a real person. The view profile allows you to see your profiles like others see you. So once you're in your profile and you're working on your page, you can go to view profile and it will switch it so you see it as somebody would when they search you on LinkedIn and open up your page. They're not going to see anything that you have hidden or anything that you're working on. Okay? So it's always good to double check. That way you're not accidentally leaving, your skirt's not showing. That's what we're talking about. Okay? So a professional picture gets you a better response. Let's look at some examples. This is not a bad example. I like the shot. It's very clean. Okay, looking off to the left here, background's a little faded out, could be a little distracting. But again, not bad. He's got a collared shirt with a sweater on. Excuse me. Next shot, look. Professional background, flat. Conservative makeup, conservative haircut. Smile, right? Conveys that she's friendly. Looking at the camera. All right. Next one, very nice neutral background. No glare off the glasses, that's awesome. Shirt and tie, that's great. Clean haircut. Smiling again, looking very happy. Okay. One thing we have to be careful of though, when we take pictures of people looking off to the left or to the right and not looking ahead, it gives the opinion that they're looking away because they're not going to be totally honest or direct with you. So again, just like when you're talking to somebody, try to use that with your pictures. Let's look at some good and bad photos, shall we? What do you think about this one? It's very clever. If he's applying to become an art director or to teach art or to teach photography, this is a really cool play on the photographic lens. But his audience is very, very small. Okay. What about this one? Now these are all actual Facebook photos. Or not Facebook, but LinkedIn photos. So I've seen these on here. And this one, you can see the cabinets in the back with that one gold knob. That drives me crazy. Right? And she has red lipstick on her teeth. That's driving me nuts. Okay. Let's look at the next one. What do we think about this one? Now that's a neutral background, got a little bit of shadow back behind it, got a shirt and tie, got a smile. Here's the only problem. I don't see too many people that, I mean, I'm sure somebody could look like this, but this to me looks like a visual distortion because when you look at the center of his face, down the center of his face is bigger than the distance on the outside, which to me seems that it's a distortion of the camera lens. Like you might have had it too close to him and it caused his face to be curved more so. Or he could just look like that. Who knows? Okay. Let's go to our last one. The last thing we want to do is look like somebody who's famous. Okay? So let's make sure that we don't make that mistake. All right, let's talk about writing a good summary. Describe what you do in at least 40 to 2,000 characters. We want to summarize our key roles and our accomplishments. We want to not use the bullet format. Again, you can see over here, we're looking at paragraphs. And we don't want to write it in the third person. We want to use those nice 3 short paragraphs. We want to say who you are, what value you bring or potential value you have, and share something personal. That's what we want to look at. To make yourself more searchable, you want to make sure that you're using keywords. Create a list of keywords that people may use searching for you or someone in your field. Again, if companies are looking for transitioning veterans, then why would I not have it in my summary that I'm a transitioning retiree, or a transitioning veteran, or a transitioning maintainer, or a transitioning whatever the case may be. Because that's the thing recruiters are going to look for. Military service, service member, transitioning, retirement, those keywords that show you're moving on to something else. We can see here in this one, they've got recruiter, mentor, and advisor in the district. So if somebody were looking for an advisor or a recruiter, this person's LinkedIn profile is going to show up. Use a combination of short and long tail keywords. For example, retirement planning or 401k advisor. Military experience, military education, profession of arms. Weave your keywords into your current job titles, past job titles, and personal summary. Again, keep them connected. They should all, everything on your page, on your LinkedIn account should support that common goal or ideal. Okay. Make yourself more searchable using those keywords. Again, we can see here, she has social media marketing for financial services. And down here, she has financial service or financial social media. And then the president of financial social media. So she's maintaining that continuity of what she's talking about in her LinkedIn account. Let's take it to the next level. Vanity URL. This is great. So instead of you having that nice long code on the back of your LinkedIn account, you can go up here and edit your personal vanity URL and change it to where it's just your last name and a couple of digits. So that's great. It's great for your business cards, it's great for your resume, it makes it very easy for folks. Okay. Also, rich media. You can add PowerPoint presentations, examples of your work, examples of your charts and graphing, things of that nature that you would much rather folks see. Or if you shot video of a ceremony or something that you've been involved in or that shows recognition for something you've done, you can add those things here as well. It's great to add that little extra bit. Upload media to your profile. Adding skills and recommendations. Let's talk about these. You select these skills from the list or you can create your own. That is important. We're talking about recommendations. This reflects work you did with previous employers or companies or while you were in school. It illustrates those achievements. It helps you get hired. Again, finding other folks. Recommendations from a former supervisor or colleague or coworker is important because they can validate and verify your work ethic. It's great. Anyone can say how awesome you are. Again, you want to make sure that they say it from where you work. If asking for a recommendation, first list what position you're being recommended for. You want to tell them what you're being recommended for. You want to choose up to 3 people to send out for those recommendations. Once they respond, then you're given another one back that you can then send out again. What is your relationship to that person? We never want to use personal recommendations because they're not biased, right? So we want to use an unbiased source, which is somebody that you worked for or worked for you. Write your message. Tell them exactly what you want. It's not required to use that recommendation once it's given back. So if somebody writes you a recommendation,